Welcome to WrenchWay Weekly, the show where we talk about the industry's hot topics, highlight the voice of technician, and use that information to help educate shops and dealerships on how to improve the industry. If you haven't had the chance yet, please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to the WrenchWay page for the latest that comes out for WrenchWay. The topic for this week is, does your shop or dealership have an apprenticeship or internship program? The results came back that 34.88% said yes, that they do have an apprenticeship or internship program, while 65.12% said they don't have an internship or apprenticeship program. As we look at these numbers, I think it's really easy to point out a huge opportunity that shops are missing on. And that is that the majority of shops don't have a really good plan to help really get more technicians into their shops. And a big complaint that we often hear from shops is that newly graduated techs are not prepared to work in a shop. Really, this is an issue in any industry with new grads entering the workforce. But I think there are a few things that shop owners and managers can do to help ease the transition from school into the workforce. The first is really creating a program for internships that can help kind of guide things along. And it's not just internships or apprenticeships, but think about job shadowing, mentoring, different ways and opportunities that you can get technicians really kind of exposed to your shop so they can see what it's all about. Once you have a program that's really kind of organized and really have a plan in place in general. I think a common failure that we have is that people don't have a plan for getting a program rolling. And I think sometimes when we use the word program, people get really, really overwhelmed and they put too much thought into it. The key step is really to get going, right? And in order to do that, once you've got a plan and an organized plan that's really well thought out, it's really important to get the right people involved, provide those people with good guidance on what to do, and then check back with them regularly. And that can all be a part of your plan. And really, a simplified plan, really just that's what you're laying out, is what people are involved, what guidance are you going to give them, and how are you going to hold them accountable. This is really, really going to help you out. A second point to that plan is that you want to make sure that the local schools know about your program and that they're advertising it to their students. I think that's a really, really important piece. It's great to have a program, but if the other side doesn't know that you have a program, you've got a real problem there. We do have really, really great examples of people that are doing it, but one that we would point to right off the bat is Toyota's T10 program. And we got a really, really good comment from one of our WrenchWay Insiders about that program. The quote goes as, "Our interns arrive at the store starting their final year of high school, working under a master or MDT. Upon graduation, they attend a 2-year Toyota T10 program where they rotate 2 months in the classroom and 2 months at the dealership for the total 2 years. With the investment by both the mentor and the intern, students should be positioned at the end of the 2 years to have 8 to 9 ASE certifications and be a Toyota expert level technician." That's a great, great program that Toyota puts on. And of course, they've put a lot of time, effort, and money into that program. But I think one thing that you can take from that is there are a lot of opportunities to do this without having to stick a ton of cash into it or a ton of time. And the biggest piece is to really just get started and document what it is that you need to do. And pull up a Word document and start typing, or a notepad and start writing it out as far as what you'd like to see out of that program. A second piece to this is that you really want to be working with your local school instructors on their curriculum. And I think there's a lot of opportunities there, even from the standpoint of trying to get involved with a advisory committee. A lot of schools have advisory committees, and it could be at the high school level, at the tech school level. But one thing that I've noticed in those meetings that I sit in are that the educators put out their curriculum, right? And a lot of times that can be kind of overwhelming to look at, and maybe you don't have a baseline of what to judge it against. But when you're able to kind of reverse engineer and think about what you'd want out of a student, and I think a lot of times when we go into those meetings, the same things kind of come out over and over and over again. but really focus on the things that would help you immediately. Some of those things are writing skills. Some of those things are communication skills that are non-technical type of skills. And they're really, really important, as you need somebody to be able to write up a good work order. That's something that you need to get across to them. And honestly, that needs to be communicated to the student themselves, right? They need to know why it's important that they go to their English class. And I was speaking with somebody a couple weeks ago about this, and he talked about his own program and how he started to work with the English teacher to try and make sure that, the English teacher is having trouble with the students in his program writing reports, right? And he actually kind of took it back to them and said, well, how about this? What if they wrote up some type of applied document that would really work with our program? And they got a lot more engagement as a result. So just a really, really easy way to get involved with the school and making sure that you're giving them input, and really productive input, not just being negative, but really bringing them good value, because they will implement it in their programs and they will put out better people as a result. The last thing is to make sure you're properly onboarding and training the technicians. I've got a really funny story about a dealership that I worked at that kind of raved that they had a great mentorship program. I was walking into a leadership type role, and everybody had a mentor. They had it kind of mapped out and planned out. And the first time that I really engaged in it, I went out to one of the techs in the shop and I said, hey, I hear you're a mentor, and just wanted to kind of check in and see how that program's going with that individual that we're trying to bring into the fold. And he said, what? I'm not a mentor. I don't know what you're talking about. And so that was one thing that really kind of struck me as alarming, and I see it all over the industry, right? It's not just this dealership that had that issue. There's a lot of people that think they've got a really, really good process or a really, really good program, but when you get down to the nuts and bolts of, did the person even know that they're a mentor, there's a lot of room for improvement. I think something that we'll see a lot. We'll be talking about this topic a lot in 2 weeks. I think this is really, really cool that we continue to evolve this conversation. I think the onboarding piece could be a whole WrenchWay Weekly on its own, and probably will be, because it's something where we see a lot of room for improvement. So thanks to all of you that took the time to provide feedback through our WrenchWay Insiders mobile app. We really appreciate it. And the comments keep getting stronger. The count of people that are taking the challenges and giving us good feedback is getting better. And we really, really appreciate it. As a reminder, if you answer the topic of the week in the WrenchWay Insiders mobile app and play our higher or lower game, you can compete to win our weekly giveaway. Last week's giveaway was a $100 Amazon gift card, and the winner was Keegan Hunter with a high score of 37. Another really strong score. Congratulations, Keegan, on that $100 gift card. Unfortunately, Keegan did not flip over the Queen of Hearts. For those of you that need a reminder, if you win the higher or lower game, you get a crack at the Queen of Hearts pot. He unfortunately did not turn over the Queen of Hearts, so our pot increases again to $2,000. So whoever wins that weekly higher or lower game gets that chance at that Queen of Hearts and that $2,000 pot next week. As a reminder, we post new challenges every week. It's different topics, it's different things about the industry, and we really, really appreciate all the good, candid feedback that we're getting. So to compete in those games, you need to complete the challenges, earn the points, play the higher or lower game, and get a chance to win that $100 weekly Amazon gift card that we give away, and have the shot at the $2,000 pot if you flip over the Queen of Hearts. The WrenchWay Insider app is invite only. So if you'd like to receive an invite, you can fill out the form on the WrenchWay website, which we'll provide you the link with, or you can email us at info@wrenchway.com. Our topic for next week is, in your opinion, do most job postings include enough information to know if it's a good fit for you to apply? This is a really interesting topic because we've already talked to a lot of technicians about this very topic when we were building the WrenchWay Insiders app. We'd love to get your feedback on it. And if you want to provide that feedback, log into your WrenchWay Insiders app, find the poll titled WrenchWay Weekly Topic of the Week. One last reminder, we are hosting a WrenchWay Roundtable this week on Wednesday, January 27th. It's free to attend, but you need to register ahead of time. We'll be discussing how shops and schools can help attract more students to the industry. Even if you can't attend, sign up and we'll send you the recording after the event. The registration link is in the video description. Really easy to sign up, free of charge, and we have an excellent panel that I think is going to dive into some really cool stuff and hopefully dive deeper rather than broader and really hopefully bring some value to all of you. We've had a lot of people register already. I think we're up to almost 1,000 people registered for this event. Please go ahead and register. We'll look forward to talking to you then. Take care.